All right, Cliff, I got this. What's that? No, I read through it. I'm pretty sure that wasn't in there. Millions of views, right? All right, first thing in the script is taking off the chassis mount wing. Shouldn't be too difficult. It says we'll do it in a time lapse, which I mean, you don't need to watch me do nuts and bolts, but we got YouTube here now. Can't we try the snap thing? Yeah, all right. That happened, Cliff. So you said the snap would work. Are you sure? Look what happened when I snapped the first time. All right, here goes nothing. Whoa, I think I'll stick to the time lapse for now until you do some more research about that. You stopped talking. How about we start with the warnings next time, Nate? I'll mark it off to make you happy, and then I'll go back to the script. All right, Cliff, I got the bed sides off, I got the crossbars off, I got the link bars off, everything's cut off back here, except for the frame. If I check the script, it says I have to skip to check off the next thing. I gotta skip. I gotta skip. Okay. So I gotta skip back to. All right. It says the next scene here is the horror scene. Why are we even doing a horror scene? It's not Halloween. What would a horror movie even look like in here? All right, Cliff, horror scene is done. Frame has been cut off. I'll go skip over to mark it off. Wait, I didn't have to skip? Oh, all right, we got the frame cut then. On to the next thing. Okay, Cliff, looks like the next thing on the list is to do the bag mount. So I think I'm gonna start with the top instead of the bottom, so you can see where we got to place the bottom mounts. Seeing the tops are already made technically, we're just going to use the crossbar that was already on the truck that I cut off. Basically put it just like that. Well, I want to do the tops first, is so then I can get the right distance here when we make the bottom bag mounts. out of this. So basically I'm just going to cut this right in half, kind of like notch for the radius of the axle, so we can get a nice weld all the way around that. And then I'm also going to use the supports that were already here for the trailing arms and the shocks, and then kind of weld up on here too to get more surface area for the welds. So I'm going to start off by measuring the distance between here, getting this cut, and just kind of put in place. I don't think I'll weld it in before I do the bottoms. I'll just get this set so that I can do measurements. So I'm going to jump over and take some measurements and get this cut. Okay, Cliff, apparently I didn't read the script all the way through, and it said measure twice, cut once. So when I got done, I was probably about 1/8 inch short. So what happened was I measured from here to here on both sides, and then I forgot to measure from here to here, so the cuts, to make sure that it was the 35, and it ended up just a little short. So I squeezed the frame together with the ratchet strap, got it kind of supported with some jack stands and some paint or some Bondo scrapers. But I'm just going to get this tacked in, and then we'll move into making the bottoms. But at least the measurements were good where it's lined up even where the bag mounts are going to be. So make sure I triple check the script, but pretty sure I'm going to tack this in and then start working on the bottoms. All right, Cliff, I got this all cleaned up off camera. But for continuity's sake, it was blue before. I'm going to tell them I cleaned it up. Oh, all right. Basically, I'm just going to cut this in half, and then we're going to use this as the lower bag mounts. So I'm going to see how it works using the Sawzall. Don't know if it's going to work, but we're going to try before we put on a cutting disc. All right. All right, Cliff, got the bottom mounts made. Got them all kind of rounded off at the ends. Gonna go with the radius of the bags. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just tack these in on the axle. And we'll mount the bags and make sure everything lines up. And we'll burn them in for good. Jeez, time lapse felt like it was never gonna end. What the heck happened? At least I got the last 3 tasks marked off. So I'm gonna mark those off, but I'm not skipping this time. Or again, I mean, unless I'm really happy, but. Very funny. Hey, doesn't say anything in there about the cats.